Caley Taylor. So as I mentioned, Caley is the 3D design team lead at CLO. CLO is set out to virtualize every single garment on Earth. Their virtual garment simulations technology and solutions connect all teams involved in the digital product lifecycle, enabling more direct collaboration and reduced lead time, while also maintaining the intricacies of garment design. Their products range from 3D design software for apparel engineers and designers through the 3D design software for character artists in gaming and animation. They do virtual fitting platforms, communications and archiving platforms for virtual garments, and they do real-time draping engine for games to create new ecosystem for virtual garments. And I will let Caley take it from here to tell you more.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Abby. I'm really excited to be here, and thank you so much for that intro. I was inspired just watching the slides going into about virtual tech and all of the things behind it. So really excited to be here with so many people that are excited about the same things and trying to work towards solving these issues together. So first off, thank you again for having me. I'm Caley. I'm the design team lead at CLO Virtual Fashion. I'm based out of our New York office. I've been with the company for about 4 years now, and my background is in design. I went to design school, and I worked as a tech designer before joining the CLO team. So really being able to see that entire life cycle and now where CLO is taking the industry now. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and tell you a little bit more about CLO and what we're working on and some exciting things in the industry. So first off, I'm going to talk about who we are. So what is CLO? So CLO Virtual Fashion was founded in 2009 by our founder, Jaden O. He was studying for his PhD program. And during his PhD program, he befriended a number of people that were studying fashion. And so he wanted to create a fun program for them to be able to visualize their garments. And that's where CLO's unique draping algorithm was born. So that draping algorithm caught the attention or the eye of two different industries, both gaming and animation, as well as fashion. So today we offer 3 different softwares: CLO, which is geared more towards fashion and is pattern-based; Marvelous Designer, which is geared towards the gaming and animation industry; and then finally, CLOset, which is a web-based our asset manager where you can see all of the assets you've created, also collaborate and communicate with other members on the platform. And then as of yesterday, we also have a new software called Ginny, which makes it even easier for people to visualize and communicate with other members. You can see that as well on our CLOset site. Our management team is our founder, Jaden O, our CEO, Simon Kim, our CTO, Ryan Lee, and CTO, Sean Jian. And globally, we have 9 offices to support our growing user base. What's cutting edge in design today? So I'm going to take you through a little demo. So what's cutting edge from CLO? So in our software, you're able to see that we are always creating with the user in mind. So meaning that we're continuing to add more tools that are effective for any user. So whether they know patterning or they have a design background, they can still come into the software and visualize maybe what they have in their head, what they have in paper, and they want to see this in real life. So a tool like flattening, what you're able to do is imagine taking measurements of an avatar, which could be made in CLO, could be brought in from another software, and then drawing directly on that body to get started. What's incredible is you're able to extract pattern pieces from that and then sew them together all in the 3D window just by touching the edges of the pattern. You can also use something called 3D line, which you're seeing now, where you can touch the edges of the pattern, you can lengthen, you can cut pattern edges, you can really visualize and bring your garment to life or a design to life without needing to sketch. And all of this is without touching the 2D patterning window. So it makes it really easy if you don't have that, say, pattern experience. So CLO in the 3D landscape. So with all the excitement behind around digital fashion and visual fashion, which we're all here today for, you can see a lot of beautiful renders and animations, maybe campaigns. why CLO is important is CLO is the building block behind that. So it allows users to make these creations and these digital garments that can be used for e-commerce, marketing campaigns, animations, renders. And you can also use those 3D garments to get so much data out of them as well. You're really able to see your garment drape with your fabric drape with the draping algorithm. You're also able to communicate with other members, whether they're in the software or they're just able to see what you have created. Individual users can visualize their virtual garments and share those in ways that aren't even possible in the physical world. And so it's really being able to share and create and bringing power back to the user to create in any way that they imagine. So you can see here on the screen too that you're able to make a lot of different decisions within the software, but then the end game or the end result of your garment can be used in so many different ways. So there's really tools for everyone in this software, whether you want to create a beautiful render or see how it's draping on your avatar to then make fit decisions. All of this is happening in a virtual environment. So the future of fashion. When I think about the future of fashion, I always go back to our mission statement at CLO, and to make the world interact better with garments. And to us at CLO, the 3D revolution has just begun. We have a lot of work to do, and we're really excited about how the industry is going right now. So we envision a world where every single garment has a digital twin. So we'll transform the way we produce and consume garments, how we interact with garments in both a physical and a virtual world, and how we can question if we actually need physical garments for everything, or can they just be virtual? Can that be part of our virtual identity? When we purchase a physical garment, can we get the digital twin with it so it becomes a part of our virtual identity wherever we choose to use it? And ultimately, how do we use all of the data that's in our physical, or sorry, all of our the data that's in our 3D project file? Because there is so much data behind it that can be used throughout the entire life cycle of the product. So how do we make more informed and intentional decisions, whether we are the end user or the creator? And ultimately, how do we take that 3D garment and use it throughout the entire life cycle? So beyond just the garment itself, is that a virtual showroom? Is that a marketing campaign? Or ultimately, is that adding our the garment onto a gaming platform with our virtual human? So a really great example of this is our friends at Hugo Boss they used a virtual marketing campaign on their e-commerce site, where you were able to see a capsule collection of a virtual garment using AI technology to create different prints. So just think of this as a different way to interact with your consumer base. So this garment did not exist in real life, but yet you were able to see it in different ways, in different environments, and imagine that beyond what's possible in the physical or physical world. Another option that we see as for the future too is our friends at Attica. Currently on their website, there is a virtual fitting room, virtual try-on, that you can go in, select the garment that you would like to see, put in your measurements, and then see how that would drape on your avatar. Why this is so important is it's a new way to interact both with your consumer base, but then also to give your consumer more assurance when buying a product. Because if you think about e-commerce right now, you maybe are buying 2 different sizes, trying to guess based on the pictures, and then maybe you're going to return one. But this really allows you to have an interactive environment on your site where you know, both as the brand and the consumer, that this is likely going to work, or just gives you a different possibility. And then lastly, an example from our friends at Pixelpool. So this is a virtual environment that was set up with Levi's. And just think about this as you can use this internally either for store planning or an interactive space with your consumer base. So if you don't have the opportunity to go into a physical store, think about the opportunity this unlocks. Being able to really get a feel for being in that space, even if you're not able to be there physically. So see how things are laid out, maybe how things are laid out on a mannequin. Also go through, things are nicely folded on tables, having that same experience as if you were walking through a mall. This, I think, is incredible because it gives the customer the feel of the brand, but in anywhere across the world. So lastly, these technologies are just the beginning of what's to come. So we're beginning to rethink processes, invite new ways of interacting and consuming, both physically and in the metaverse. So I'd like to end today and with an ask of how can you, your company, or your community benefit from using CLO? And thank you again for having me, and we're really excited to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Caley, for that overview and what's possible in CLO. It's absolutely incredible, right? Like all of the time that usually goes into pattern making, that you can automate it in such a simple way. I mean, you make it look incredibly easy. It's an exciting thing and what that can do for people.